Support for Just Seen It comes from Warner Archive Instant. Streaming hard-to-find movies and TV shows direct from the studio at WarnerArchiveInstant.com. Support for Just Seen It comes from Weaver's Coffee and Tea, makers of hand-roasted artisan coffee and hand-blended tea. Learn more at weaverscoffee.com. While living as a recluse, Logan is called on to visit an old friend.
My employer wants to say thank you for saving his life all those years ago.
Run, now! The dying man asks him to protect his granddaughter from the deadly Yakuza mob.
I wanted to offer you something no one else can. I can end your eternity.
But a mutant steals his immortality, forcing him to face his own death in The Wolverine.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Hi, I'm Salim.
And I'm Leah, and today we're talking about The Wolverine. We've all just seen it.
I'll start. I loved it. How's that?
Yes, me too.
And you know what I like about it is that it did not feel like the standard superhero movie that we've been seeing all summer long. It focused on characters. It took its time. The action scenes were diverse. It was written well. It was like a crime drama with a little bit of, preternatural elements.
Now, The Wolverine, like you said, is completely character-based. It's really about the Wolverine after the third X-Men movie, which really wasn't that great, but it's needed to orient the story.
Sure.
And it's great because at the very beginning of the movie is him in the wilderness. He's very tortured, and he has these dream sequences with him and Jean Grey, which are a little bit disturbing, but they are great because they show his reticence in terms of wanting to be a hero.
I'll never hurt you or anyone.
It's too late.
No!
You can't hide.
No, Jean! No!
I found it enjoyable, but I felt like from a story perspective, there were different themes that were struggling with each other in this same film. So you've got these lofty ideals about humanity and immortality wrapped up and embodied in The Wolverine, and then you've got this kind of love story thing that's happening, and it feels like they're trying to bring in the female audience. It felt very, very kind of formulaic in that respect. And you see these things kind of competing with each other in the story, and it weighed it down.
What I feel the screenwriters really did right here is that they gave each character their own arc. They allowed these characters room to breathe and to be fleshed out so that at the end, the arcs felt complete and they felt real.
This movie actually reminds me a lot of The Amazing Spider-Man, because that movie was a great romantic comedy, but it also has these action elements, whereas this movie is a great crime drama about the Yakuza, but it also has all these fantastic superhero elements as well.
Well, let's talk about the Wolverine. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
I think he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He really does embody the character really well.
With him going to Japan, they bring in this interesting idea that he is a Ronin. And a Ronin is a samurai without a master, which works perfectly with the Wolverine, who's a wanderer of sorts. But what I loved is that Jackman, he so confidently embodies the Wolverine. He is the Wolverine. He has this endearing nature to him, but he's also extremely tortured, like you said, because of everything that he's had to go through.
I thought he was just really hot eye candy.
You know what?
And from what I understand, a little bit of research, he wasn't the fan base's first choice for playing the Wolverine. I guess as the comics have constructed him, he's shorter and a little stockier, and he was just delicious to look at, I have to say, especially with the shirt off and
constantly too. Constantly.
Well, I actually, when I was looking at the pictures, stills for the production, they really showcased that he got very ripped. The other films, he didn't really have his shirt off like that. Yeah. This one, he's like, I need to look and embody the Wolverine. People need to look at me and say, that guy is Logan.
What kind of monster are you? The Wolverine.
So what do we think about Rila Fukushima as Yukio? She's Wolverine's bodyguard? I thought she was pretty badass. What do you think?
It's fascinating that she's only been in one other movie, and she carries her own in this film.
Danza means separator in Japanese. The ideal weapon for separating head and limb from body.
James Mangold is the director here, and what people forget is that he did this movie in 1997 called Copland, and I feel like this resembles that. It felt like a crime drama with mutants.
I think he has a great handle on characters, and as such, this is one of the best character-driven comic book movies that I've seen in a long time. But not just that, he really brings us into this world, into Japan.
I think that Mangold really delivered on this film. But I also see how he struggled. I felt like he was burdened with managing these different elements in this film, and I kept feeling you're doing a good job of managing it, but you can see him working very hard to grind this film out.
See, I didn't see that. I felt it was very natural. It kind of felt very easy. He's doing something that's completely seemed out of his wheelhouse, except for character development. But I thought it worked.
It's a testament to his craftsmanship that he was able to manage all of these pieces and deliver a coherent movie.
Definitely the most character-driven X-Men movie to date. The Wolverine stays grounded and organic, even if it's a bit predictable at times. Definite see it.
This is a thinking person superhero movie that doesn't fall into the pretentiousness of films like The Dark Knight Rises. I say see it.
The Wolverine has a lot of good stuff going on in it, but he really only claws his way to the middle of my couch. Stream it.
Our votes add up to 2.5 tickets, which is a see it for the Wolverine.
All right.
Claws out, kids.
Claws out.
Snacked.
I need catharsis. I need a purge. I need a release with my climax.
I think that'll be cut out.
Support for Just Seen It comes from Weaver's Coffee and Tea, makers of hand-roasted artisan coffee and hand-blended tea. Learn more at weaverscoffee.com. Support for Just Seen It comes from Warner Archive Instant, streaming hard-to-find movies and TV shows direct from the studio at warnerarchiveinstant.com.